Good morning, Coyotes. Welcome to Friday Flag. It is Friday, May 21st, and I have Mrs. Burnett here, and I have Mr. Zanyartu, and our school librarian, Mrs. Ridley. And I just want to say that we are getting down to the wire, and we, want you to keep working hard in class and keep turning in your homework and your classwork and doing your asynchronous work and being really mindful of doing your best job. The second thing I want to talk about is if you are a hybrid student, or in other words, a student who comes on campus every day to see your teacher, in kindergarten through fourth grade, you can start returning your devices that you borrowed as soon as May 25th, which is next Tuesday. And that's because you're only going to meet with your teacher one more Monday, because the last week of school, Monday, is a holiday. So after we have Monday, May 24th, starting on the 25th, you can return your device to your teacher. And the reason we want you to return it to your teacher is because Mrs. Ridley is going to tell you about a special contest when it gets to the time that she's talking to you. Before you return your device, because it's been in your home for a really long time, if you wouldn't mind having your parents use like a Clorox wipe on the outside only, and also on your cord, because there's a lot of germs in your home. And if you could just do the outside, don't do the inside, but do the outside and the cord really well, have your parent help you, that would be great. And if by chance you don't have your cord or something's happened to it, then I want you to return your device to Mrs. Ridley, and she can talk to you about what happens if you've lost your cord. And also, some of you might have two pieces to your cord, and some might just have one piece to your cord. So make sure your device, when it's returned, has the device and the whole cord. And I know you're going to do a great job with that. So let's start with our flag salute. Please stand. Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Boys and girls, it's an exciting week for jokes, because this is your final week coming up to leave your jokes for Mr. Zanyartu to choose from for next week. So one more week for great jokes, but let's go with this week's.
What happens when someone throws a watch out the window?
I don't know.
Time flies.
Why is cold water so insecure? Because it's never been called hot.
Why was the Scarecrow always promoted? Because he was outstanding in his field. Why did the Snickers go to school? Because they wanted to be a smarty. What is a shark's favorite sandwich? Peanut butter and jellyfish.
What does a fish want from Starbucks? A cappuccino.
What is the difference between a fish and a guitar? You could tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish.
Why did the restaurant hire a pig?
I don't know.
Because he was good at bacon.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Crocodile. Who? Crocodile. Crocodile. Who? Crocodile. Butterfly. Bye. What's a Frenchman's favorite food? French fries. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, those are getting good. Very nice. All right, here's Mrs. Ridley to talk to you about a couple important things.
Okay, so I wanted to first off remind you that this is the week that our library books are due back to school. So if you have not returned your library book yet to your teacher, you need to do that right away, because notices will be sent home to your parents letting them know that you still have an outstanding library book here at the school. If you've lost your library book and you don't know where it is at home, you can either have your mom or dad reach out to me on email or call me in the library, or you can come by the library and talk to me about it. I've had some students that have come by and had some questions about what their teachers are telling them, and I've been able to clarify that for them. The other exciting thing is school's winding down, and it's very important that, as Mrs. Chabatini already said, that you bring back your devices. And it would be so helpful if you do what she asked and help clean them up a little bit on the outside in those cords. Make sure you bring back both the device and the charger. And I am so excited to announce to you that we are going to award the top 3 virtual and the top 3 hybrid classes the first to bring back all of their devices. So when your teachers start letting you know on Monday next week that when you come to school on Tuesday, you can start bringing in your devices, be the first ones to bring them back, and you will get a special award through the library. All right, you guys, have a great Friday, and we'll see you on the next flag.
All right. And now we have our birthdays of the week. So, Mrs. Burnett.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Ridley, I can't wait to see who those first 3 virtual classes are and who those first 3 hybrid classes are. You've got a pretty cool surprise waiting for them. So that will be fun. Anyway, let's get right into those birthdays. This is my favorite part. Turning 6 this week, happy birthday to Anthony, Isaiah, and Jacob. And turning 7, happy birthday to David and Elena. Turning 8, happy birthday to Rylan, Sophia, Camille, Blake, Letty, Bruce, and Bella. And turning 9, happy birthday to Nolan. Turning 10, happy birthday to Sophia and Amir. And last but not least, our 11-year-olds, happy birthday to Cash, Peyton, Adeline, Trey, Riley, Brady, and Madison. Enjoy those celebrations. Over to you, Mr. Zanartu.
All right. Hi, everyone. So this year in your counseling lessons and also in interactions with your friends and family, there's no doubt in my mind that you've had to deal with or had to struggle through some tough feelings. So today, what I want you to do, I want to remind you all of the skills that you now have that we've been working really hard on this year. It doesn't matter if you're really a TK student or an adult, we all have to take a break and think about how to better manage and control our feelings. I want to pause just for a second and say to you all that emotions or feelings are not bad. No one's saying that you shouldn't stop having feelings or you can stop them from happening. Feelings and emotions make us who we are. They help us be passionate, caring, and driven. And if we don't have emotions, we'd all be like robots, and that would be kind of boring. What we want you to do is to learn how to control those feelings though when they get strong. So like when we get upset, sad, or worried. And the way that we've learned them is by doing the following. To use those stop signals, kind of like an emergency brake, so you can really stop and think. Remember when feelings get out of control, it makes it really hard for anyone to really think. And kind of thinking, I've used this metaphor a lot with some of my younger kids, but how many of you all have ever seen your parents just struggle just because they couldn't find the key? How about you, Mrs. Chabatini? Is it easy or is it hard to think when you can't find your keys?
It's rough if you have somewhere to go.
It is really challenging. That's why it's so important for us to stop and think. That way we can start getting concentrated. The next thing you want to do is to say your feeling. When you get stuck in a feeling, it's so helpful just to say it out loud. That way you can start thinking about what's the next step you can do to act calm in a peaceful way. Find a way to cope or calm that feeling. We've talked about a bunch of different ways to do that this year, including breathing, counting, and of course my favorite, positive self-talk, which we talked about last week. Finally, think once you feel calm, how to make a good choice. This could be talking to a trusted adult, give yourself more time, or of course, using positive self-talk or just using a growth mindset. Boys and girls, if you master these skills in elementary, it will help you be a powerful, amazing, and influential friend and family member as you grow older. So whether you're 5 years old or 50, remember, take your time. Stop, think, and calm yourself before you act. And that would be enough. If you need help, remember you have a community of caring adults here at Coal Canyon who can help you, including myself, Mrs. Junartu, Mrs. Burnett, your classroom teacher, and of course, Mrs. Chabatini. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. That's a great reminder because sometimes toward the end of the year, we could get a little bit frustrated even with some of our friends. So take a minute and think about that. Excellent. Alrighty, it is Hero of the Week, and we have this week for heroes, and then next Friday for heroes, and that will be all, because the very last day of school, we won't have a Friday flag that day, because you all are going to be very, very busy wrapping up your year and doing some different kinds of things on the last day of school, so we are going to do something different and not have a Friday flag. So this is our second to last group. Let's go with them. And so in kindergarten, in Miss Fider's class, we have Hazel, and in Miss Jaime's class, we have Elijah and Alessandra. Then in first grade, in Miss Stringer's class, we have Maddie and Audrey, and in Miss Espinosa's, we have Sage. In Mrs. Murray's class, we have Sonia and Addison. In Mrs. Morad's class, Isabella and Olivia. In Miss Gonzalez's class, we have Estelle. In Mrs. Cron's, we have Carter and Trevor. And in Mr. Reagan's, we have Elizabeth and Sloan. Moving to second grade, we have in Mrs. Lander's class, we have Hartley. In Mrs. Lopez's class, Caden. In Miss Manzella's class, Ava and Soli. In Mrs. Treese's class, Wyatt. In Mrs. Pacey's class, Jules, Tiana, and Tarek. In Mrs. Garrity's class, Brandon and Isabella. And in Miss Calvillo Murray's class, Zanaya. In third grade, for Miss Peterson, we have Leor. In Miss Hewitt's class, Canyon. In Miss Levin's class, Aiden. In Mrs. Tope's class, Kaylani and Carter. In Miss Hartley's class, Travis and Ella. In Mrs. Hess's class, Craig. And in fourth grade, in Mrs. Smith's class, Angel and Kingston. In Mrs. Schroeder's class, Adriana and Alex. In Mr. Pacey's class, Amir, Ethan, Deegan, and Capri. Man, he had some rock stars this week. And in Mrs. Trujillo's class, we have Elena C. and Elin and B. And in Mrs. Getz's class, Everett. In Mrs. Maddox's class, we have Alex. In Mrs. Bryan's, we have Ben and Maddox. In Mrs. Hemrick's class, Peyton and William. In Miss Mirande's class, Nolan and Jules. And in Miss Bethke's class, Caleb and Lucy. And that is it for the week. So proud of all of you, and keep up the hard work and make it a great week and weekend. See you guys.